This is an absolute ram job by the Democrats.
Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. Welcome to Day 50. The House passed Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief package, which will send $1,400 stimulus checks to millions of Americans, extend enhanced unemployment benefits, help schools and colleges reopen, and fund the distribution of vaccines. One Democrat, Representative Merrick Garland, joined every single Republican in voting against the measure. The House passed a similar version of the bill last month, but had to approve the changes made in the Senate after the parliamentarian ruled that the federal minimum wage increase violated the Senate's rules. In a statement, Joe Biden said this legislation is about giving the backbone of this nation, the essential workers, the working people who built this country, the people who keep this country going, a fighting chance. Nancy Pelosi called the bill a force for fairness and justice in America and compared it to the Affordable Care Act in its significance, saying, "I join President Biden in his promise, help is on the way." Despite 70% of Americans in favor of the package, Republicans argued that the plan was a bloated laundry list of left-wing priorities that predate the pandemic. Biden is expected to sign the relief bill on Friday and also mark the one-year anniversary of the pandemic during his first primetime address to the nation on Thursday. Meanwhile, Biden ordered an additional 100 million doses of the single-shot Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. The planned purchase would bring the country's total vaccine order to 800 million doses, split among 3 manufacturers, and would give the United States more than enough supply to vaccinate every adult in the country. Johnson & Johnson, however, is unlikely to deliver the additional 100 million shots in time to speed up vaccinations this spring. Moving on, thousands of unaccompanied migrant children are being held in U.S. Border Patrol custody for more than 4 days on average in facilities that are unfit for minors. Under U.S. law, unaccompanied children have to be turned over within 72 hours to the Department of Health and Human Services. Instead, they're staying in Customs and Border Protection facilities for 107 hours on average because, in part, the number of unaccompanied children crossing the border is outpacing the availability of proper shelter space for kids. Over the last 21 days, CBP encountered an average of 435 unaccompanied children every day, up from an average of around 340 children. Back in D.C., the Senate confirmed Merrick Garland to be the next United States Attorney General. The 70-30 vote comes 5 years after Obama nominated Garland to serve on the Supreme Court. The Senate, then under Republican control, refused to even consider a hearing or a vote for Garland. Garland told senators that the Attorney General is not the president's lawyer, while noting that he will follow Biden's lead on policy matters as long as it is consistent with the law. He's expected to be sworn in at the Justice Department on Thursday. The Senate also confirmed Representative Marcia Fudge as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, making her the first black woman to lead the agency in more than 4 decades. Her appointment leaves a vacancy in the House where Democrats hold a narrow majority. Meanwhile, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin extended the deployment of National Guard members at the U.S. Capitol through May. The number of Guard members will be reduced from around 5,200 to 2,300. Mitch McConnell called the enhanced security measures at the Capitol an overreaction, saying, "We've overdone it. I'm extremely uncomfortable with the fact that my constituents can't come to the Capitol. There's all this razor wire around the complex. It reminds me of my last visit to Kabul." And finally, an expert on Georgia's racketeering laws was hired to help prosecutors investigating potential efforts by Trump and others to influence the 2020 election. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis engaged John Floyd to serve as a special assistant district attorney to work with her office on any cases involving allegations of racketeering. On February 10th, Willis's office said that it had opened a criminal investigation into potential violations of Georgia law prohibiting the solicitation of election fraud, the making of false statements to state and local government bodies, conspiracy, racketeering, violation of oath of office, and any involvement in violence or threats related to the elections administration. Willis's office also confirmed that the investigation does include the January 2nd phone call during which Trump pressured Georgia's Secretary of State to find him enough votes to overturn the state's presidential election results. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditas.